is a Bramble Jam podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Decom Descendants. I'm Bray. That's Aaron. That's Dan.
Hi.
Hello.
Very
Hello.
excited today. We're talking Go Figure. Go Figure.
Go figure skate.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
A figure skating movie.
Which we're gonna go do right after. This
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
we
we're
love that.
We
We're
love
actually
figure
doing
skating.
this
good
from
at
the
it.
ice. We're
Yeah.
recording on ice day. You can't see it.
Brandon
So
and I
it
have
wasn't
told
really
Yeah, we
Aaron
worth
a
have
few
a,
things.
we have a
Yeah.
close up
Yeah.
on the camera. You can't see the rink behind
It wasn't
us.
worth it, really.
But-
But
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, no, they've been
rental
teaching
fee.
me once a week.
That's right.
Some figure skating
Some
moves, so
moves.
I'm
The
progressing.
toe loop, the sow cow, the
Are all
axle.
moves. Yep, all moves.
Things
I
I know
once,
from my days of figure skating.
I once pitched doing the marathon on ice on Maine.
Oh,
Yes, I
And
know
the-
you did. It was one of your worst pitches.
No.
like we'd
was
have
one
to
of
we'd
your
have to
worst
be there for
pitches.
24 hours
Yes. It was a
outside.
terrible pitch.
Outside
It's
on
a
the
bad
ice?
pitch.
I'd
I don't
say-
mind the outside. It's the ice of it all. It's like, why? Like, what's
because
the point?
it's
Because
Are
it's-
you
it's a
in
challenge.
figure
In
skating?
October.
Yes, the problem was that they don't have it set up in October.
Yeah. That was the reason.
But like,
we
are you
didn't do
are you
that.
just sitting like at a table on the ice like we are right now,
Yeah.
or are you wearing figure skates skating for 24 hours?
No. We're
'Cause
sitting.
that's
We're
painful.
sitting. We're doing what we normally do.
It's just on
It's
ice.
just on ice.
But yeah, that sounds like
Dan and Brand on
personal
ice.
hell. Dan and Brown on ice.
no, I
Exactly.
can't wear
Yeah.
ice skates for longer than 5 minutes.
There was an Olympics in my childhood. I think I was 7, maybe 1990, where I was very invested in the figure skating. And it was, I think Yamaguchi, but it was like a Nancy Kerrigan and Tanya Harding, but it was like Paul Wiley and Brian Boitano. Like, I remember being 6, 7 and being like, the USA has to take home. Like, that is all of my knowledge of figure skating comes from my 7 or 8-year-old self being invested in one winter
One
Olympics
Yeah.
of figure skating. So,
Well, hey, you can get invested next year.
yeah.
Next
and
year?
all of those references
The
get
Winter
more
Olympics.
dated.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's going to be
Where is
in
it? Salt Lake.
Saskatchewan.
Is it back in Salt Lake?
Where are the
Winter Olympics 2026. It is
Milano,
Oh, that's right, in the Milano Cortano. Yeah.
Cortina d'Ampezzo.
I got to be honest.
I feel like somewhere
For
they
all the
combined
money-
Milan and Cortina and like, and I
Milana.
was like, and I was like, because I saw it somewhere and I was like, I've never heard of that location. And
I
that's why
couldn't tell you where that is on a globe.
it's in Italy.
Italy.
Okay. I couldn't tell you where Italy is on a globe either.
Milan?
Yeah.
South of Europe.
You didn't know Milan was in Italy?
No, never heard of Milan. I've heard of Mulan, the Disney
You've
classic.
never heard of Milan.
Never heard of Milan.
Wow. What about Moulin Rouge?
I have heard of that too. It's time for the
That's
delish.
in France.
This is the part of the show where Aaron brings something that is delicious and related to the movie thematically.
Yep.
Aaron, what do we have today?
Today we have a little cocktail called the hockey stick. And
The hockey stick.
I don't
Yep.
see a hockey stick in here.
there's not. I found this really cool blog. This woman had challenged herself to create a cocktail for every day for a year.
What a challenge.
I mean, reading her, I did. Normally, when I go to like a recipe blog, they always have like 18 paragraphs about how this is personal to them. And I always skip those.
Yeah,
'cause
jump to recipe.
I clicked
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
jump to recipe. This one I read, and it sounds like she's got young kids, and this was just like a creative and outlet. And
I mean, I'm going to drink every day with my kids.
you doing okay over there?
May as
I
well
mean,
make
she
it
sounded
fun.
fine, but I was just like,
If I make a
to do
cocktail
this every day.
365 days of the year, but if it's for a blog, then I'm not. I don't
it
have
just
a
sounded
problem.
like a fun. So this
It's a
was.
business.
So I will say this was not inspired by Go Figure, if you can believe it. It was inspired by her kids were really into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So this
Okay.
is inspired by, is it Casey?
Casey, shout out the hockey stick. What's in this aside from orange juice? Very clearly orange juice.
Honey, whiskey, and a dash of lemon juice.
Okay.
And why is it? But so it's just called the hockey stick. Okay.
That's just the time.
I love
just
that.
the hockey stick.
Yeah. And here we are. Here we go. 9:15. Bottoms up, everybody. Cheers.
It's great. Big fan.
Gosh, I love that. I don't love drinking at 9:15 in the morning.
Speak for
But
yourself.
if this was 9:15 in the evening, I would drink that. I love it.
When I sampled it, and I was like, this could almost be like a competitor for mimosa.
I love it. I love
great
it. And I'm going to the Dominican Republic, and then I do drink in the morning because every hour is the same
Well, it doesn't
hour.
count.
Well,
Like, it doesn't
when you
count.
get down there, you just ask them for a hockey stick.
I'll order a hockey stick and see how that goes for me.
It's from the mom blog where she did it
It's
for
from
you.
Casey, the mom blogger.
Well, no, Casey's who it was inspired
I'm
by.
gonna start, Dan. You should start a blog where you challenge yourself to drink 20 beers every day. It's for a blog.
It's for a blog.
It's not a problem.
20 beers. Can I? If it's like just like it's a Bud Select 55, I bet I could do it pretty easily.
You have to up the
ABV?
ABV every day, just a little bit.
It's
just
from
to take up.
ayearofcocktails.com.
Yearofcocktails.com. It's for the blog.
It's
For the blog.
it's for a blog.
It's for the blog. There's something we can do.
I mean, we subscribe to that mentality too. It's for the we
It's
have
for the
we have a
vlog.
vlog.
Yeah,
it's very
it's very
important
active
to us.
vlog.
So active, and we do 90% of our bits for the vlog.
For the vlog.
Mainly for the
For
vlog.
the
That's
vlog.
exactly right.
You know what we don't have any bits for?
that?
Reviews.
No,
I don't know how that works.
No
but it does.
bit. There's not a single bit of it.
There's not a single bit of reviews. It's stuck at 159. 159 is where we're stuck.
Do we have a bit for a commercial break?
I'm gonna have
I
to
bet
start
we do.
paying for reviews. How much should I pay for a review?
$9.
$9.
Maybe stickers. I don't know. Do we have any decom stuff? We'll be right back here on decom.
Descendants.
I mean, we could.
Just saying, maybe like if we said like everybody who leaves a review gets a sticker, then maybe we'd get to 300.
Yeah, but
How do you
after
do
they
it?
leave a review, are they emailing me their address?
Yeah, that'd be the only way to do it. Is
Yeah,
everybody
yeah.
enjoying this?
Yeah, this is good stuff. It's a business meeting. We're doing business meeting early.
Well, I'm
today?
just trying to think of 3 ways to make you watch
Yeah.
more. And I never want this show to end. That's part of it.
We got plenty
Yeah.
of time left together, gang. I mean, we've got a couple years left together. We don't have to extend it.
I
You're
think
still going to
what's
see me
important-
around.
What's important to know is that like if we don't get
I don't know.
It's not.
The last time someone left the podcast, I never saw them again.
It's not goodbye. Well, that's different. But they were gone before you got here. Really, it's not goodbye. It's see you later. Is all I'm saying.
I'll
we
just,
can say goodbye to this podcast in 2
you
years.
can. I think
In 2 years,
Aaron, you and I can keep doing. We don't need Dan.
True.
Yeah, we don't need Dan.
Said it for years, man.
We do need you until the end of the
I mean,
decoms
we could
because
have like
we've
a
promised it.
rotating. Yeah, but like after that, we could have a rotating third chair.
Rotating third chair.
Do what you want, guys.
That's
you do
what
you.
I will.
That's a problem for 2026-7. That's what that's a problem for.
Let's get into Go Figure. Go Figure originally aired on the Disney Channel on June 10th, 2005. Prime winter time.
Yeah, exactly when you
It
want.
was a June movie
Was
for
it
the figure
June?
skating hockey combo.
That's right. Written by Patrick J. Clifton and Beth Regazio, and directed
What a
by
great duo.
a great duo. Directed by Francine McDougall.
Francine McDougall.
An Australian film director.
McDougall.
Was this movie filmed in Australia? I wonder. So they brought it into McDougall. Why would you
It
not?
probably was filmed down there, right?
She also directed Cowbells, by the way. So not the last time we'll see McDougall.
Cowbells is the name of a decom.
Yeah, it is.
There we go. Good to know.
Starring
Cowbells.
Ellie and AJ.
Allie and AJ.
Whatever, guys.
Oh boy.
If you say them enough times, you think they'll become something, and they just won't.
I got to be honest. I think it's the rush that we get when we
Stop
think
it.
about
Into the
Allie.
Rush?
Yeah. thank
Into
you.
the Rush of Ellie and AJ.
Oh gosh, I love that band. I gotta be honest. After we watched Now You See It, then
Yes. Now you see it.
Now you see it. I listened to Ali and AJ on the way home, and I had a great time.
I one time went to a concert and I didn't care about the headliner. I mean, I did, but I was really there because Ellie and AJ was opening.
You guys have a problem.
No,
They were the opening band.
they opened for Ben Platt.
Yeah, that's what I went to.
Okay.
You didn't care about Ben Platt.
I did, but like the
That's
draw.
interesting.
Well, because when my friend was like, "Hey, I have an extra ticket. Do you want to go see Ben Platt?" and I was like, "Yeah, sure."
And then you're like, say what now? Who's
and
the
then
opening
she
band?
was like, "Well, like Ellie and AJ's opening, but I don't. We can miss them if you want." And I was like, "No,
No.
that is why I would go."
I was so mad to miss that show. I think the closest they got to Atlanta was it Atlanta that you went to?
No, I was still living in New Hampshire, so
okay.
I saw them in Boston.
Closest it came was Atlanta, which is always a really tough thing for me when I really want to see a band or a group or a
Yeah,
singer.
there's a concert happening in Atlanta soon.
It's a really
that
uphill
I
battle for
want
me.
to go to, but not enough to drive 4 hours round trip.
Jordan Henson, Brittany Curran, Whitney Sloan, Ryan.
Jordan also goes by Jordan Danger
Oh, okay.
per IMDb.
Ryan
For reasons.
Malgarini.
We don't know. She does.
Jake Abel. All of these people are in this movie. Shall we dive in?
I would love that.
Aaron, you're going to probably have to do some heavy lifting here because
Even if you had written a good synopsis, Aaron was going to do most of this. It's a figure skater. Like,
I'm going to start. Aaron's going to be like, well, let me stop you right there.
Let me just explain what he just said.
So we meet a teenage
Well,
figure.
first off, just kidding.
We meet a teenage figure skater.
teenage.
Good
Now
so far?
what that is.
When he says teenage,
Do you have her exact age?
no.
Okay. Caitlin Kingsford is.
Caitlin Kingsford.
I had to drink in my hand. There was nothing I could do. But I did it with my mouth.
Way to commit.
I did it with my mouth.
You're sensitive now?
Yes. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, Karen Kingsbury, who's real good at
Kingsford?
Oh, Kingsbury.
Yeah. Kingsbury.
Caitlin
I like how you said it correctly twice, and then
We
you're
were
just like,
yeah, Karen
Kingsbury.
Kingsbury.
is
You
Karen
know the
Kingsbury,
ones.
who is real good at figure skating, and
Sure.
she's feeling good about herself. Everything's going
I
great during her
definitely believe that
performance.
she has been figure skating her whole
Yeah.
life.
For sure.
Goes all over her
Until
stunts.
she had a rubber band in her hair instead of a scrunchie because she gave her scrunchie
scrunchie
to
to it, yeah.
to a kid, and it breaks mid spin, and
Hate
everyone
that.
knows when that like it can throw off the
Yeah.
spin.
I mean, yeah, I do. I mean, I would never use a rubber band in my hair.
Wouldn't trust it.
Yeah.
But you give your scrunchie, your hair tie to a friend.
Well,
It's better than nothing.
so here's the fun where my figure skating journey differs from Caitlin over here.
Wow,
I'm
right away.
cutthroat. I would rather see someone else lose than give them my
So-
scrunchie.
When our hairstyle would change every year, but one year our hair was in a bun, and it would go in the bun, and they would put like a fishnet around, like a hairnet around it, and then it would be tied with a regular elastic. Then they would sew it in, and then a scrunchie would go on top. So like I could have given my scrunchie to someone
Doesn't do
'cause
anything.
that hair wasn't going
This is last resort.
anywhere. Like,
Yeah.
because that hair needs to last. Like, my hair would get done at like 4 a.m, and then because you would have a practice skate, you would have your actual skate, and then you have to wait for the whole division to be done and for potentially awards. So like that hair had to not move for 12 hours.
I just, as a parent, I'm thinking, just don't want my kids in figure skating
Yeah,
now.
it's a commitment.
Yeah.
And so when she was just like, yeah, my hair's just in this cute little pony, I was like, I guess you just don't care.
But this you got going on right now. Like if Brand needed that, you would
Oh, yeah.
you would gladly.
There is an elastic under this scrunchie, and it's pinned in. I didn't
Wow.
get the fishing line and like sew it in, but it's in there. So Brand, if you
If you need that,
need that, buddy.
that
It's gonna be such a long synopsis.
sorry.
So it's okay though. She falls down.
It's not okay.
She falls down. It's a whole thing. But she's special. She's discovered by a famous Russian skating coach, Natasha
100% Russian.
Russian in quotes.
Natasha
Absolutely, yes.
Goberman. And Natasha.
I don't know. Brand's doing a great job.
He's doing awesome.
Thank you. Natasha
Couldn't have told your name.
coaches at.
guess.
Karen Kingsbury.
That's exactly right. Maybe you've heard of Christmas Game. Natasha coaches at an expensive, not extensive. I think it's extensive
Probably
too. Though.
extensive.
Probably both.
Yeah.
Both expensive and extensive boarding
See,
school.
you knew what you were doing there.
I did. And Caitlin's parents cannot afford to send her there. No matter how badly she's asking them, they only have so much money, and they're also bad parents, so it's like tough. To help her with the expensive
Figure
Natasha,
skating at her level is already so
yeah,
expensive.
they can't spend another
No.
dime. Natasha convinces the girls' hockey coach to give her the final hockey scholarship so that she can go. She will play hockey, and then she'll be able to do the training with her in all of her spare time.
A
Yeah.
lot of collusion here, Brand. Like
It's
a
collusion.
lot of like shady doings, in my opinion, here for this. They're pulling from the Mighty Ducks, where there's a figure skater that joins the Mighty Ducks squad and is a great hockey player, but also the idea that you're giving a scholarship to someone they intend to never play.
Right.
Shady doings.
Shady doings.
Well, Natasha does a whole like wink wink at the coach, and I think there's a promise of like we can go on a date or there's something romantic
So
going
it's
on.
shady doings and possible
yeah,
sexual favors.
some like real shady. Yeah, so there's
Yeah,
she
Karen
makes
Kingsbury
a
would
couple.
never-
it's a proposition and the
That's
kind
right.
that you're
Yes.
thinking of.
Yes.
The one you're thinking about.
You are correct proposition.
So Caitlin gets there and turns out hockey
Hockey.
hard. It's not the same as figure skating.
No.
She's got to learn a lot of things, and she's got to basically learn a new sport while also juggling the figure skating training that she's getting, and also all of the schoolwork, and also all of the new relationships that she has. And it's hard. Can you imagine, Dan?
No, I can't. Hockey being hard? No, it's tough. Tough to get there. I mean, we know figure skating's so easy. You know, you just show up at 4 a.m.
Twirly,
You go through the
twirly.
practice, you go through the group skate, and you just show up really. Like I took to it immediately, you know?
Yeah, the first time I ever saw you hit the ice, I was like, you are a natural.
Yeah. Fluid.
Like I'm a little shocked you didn't play hockey. Like you were just so natural in the
Yeah.
ice. Like,
Yeah. Growing up
I
in the
don't know,
South.
Team USA
there's
really missed out on
so many
on you.
opportunities
So
for me to get involved in ice hockey growing up.
That's right. We meet Spencer. Spencer is the assistant hockey coach
for reasons that we
Also
know.
resident high school cute boy. Spencer. Resident high school. All right. Well, that seemed a little much.
I did not need that
Yeah,
giggle
that-
that followed
yeah,
cute boy.
from
Listen,
adult Aaron was
14-year-old
weird.
Aaron loved Jake Abel. And
14-year-old.
Yeah, I don't know what he looks like now.
Yeah.
14-year-old Aaron, big fan of Jake Abel. I mean, guys, we'll find out later. He was in a rock band.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
He's assistant coach to this team for reasons we know.
Yeah.
Look at this guy.
Is he on the? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This high school
Look at this
boy.
guy.
All right. Well, I don't know if we need that.
This
on
is
the
this is a
program.
lot.
There's a lot going on in that photo.
Yeah, it is.
The high
Is that
school.
shirt sleeveless on one side? Sorry,
I
go
think
ahead.
his muscles
This
too
high
big
school
for the
boy. This high school boy said he showed up to the all girls hockey practice and
Was he
said,
on
"Hey,
the boys team?
hey, coach, do you need someone to hang around? hang around? Because I'm your
I
guy."
would
there
love
were-
to hang around
There
the high
were
school girls
other
hockey.
adult
That's right.
assistant coaches. Like,
Yeah.
was that his scholarship? Was he had to help out with the?
I mean, I got injured in high school and got to assist the JV basketball team while I was injured. That's the closest thing I can see to this. That's
But-
not what's happening here.
But also, I don't know how it works with hockey, but with basketball, typically like the girls and the boys, they like travel, they play the same
They do.
teams. So there's
Yep.
like some crossover there where I don't even think we see a boys hockey team in this
No.
movie.
The boys hockey team is non-existent.
Doesn't exist.
Like, I kept waiting for there to be some reference to why Spencer was there, and then the only other activity we see him do is band.
It's rock band.
Is rock band.
It's rock
so.
band. Maybe the boys' season and the girls' season are different times. Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But I mean, that happens sometimes down here with soccer. Like
Right.
girls' soccer and boys' soccer, different seasons for high school.
But like right
down here.
now, like the PWHL and the NHL are both playing.
Yeah, at the professional league. But see, but in the NBA, that's not true. WNBA season and NBA season are different. WNBA starts right when the NBA finishes. So, like, I mean, I guess, but that's still a stretch. Still a stretch.
Hey,
Weird that
if-
he's the assistant
If
coach.
you're listening and your high school had a girls hockey and a boys hockey, will you leave us a review and let us know if they played at the same
Should have
time?
asked Steve Lund yesterday. I mean, missed opportunity. Although I didn't have this question yesterday. I just have it now.
I know, have it now.
So,
Man, hindsight. It's 30-40. You know what I mean?
Hey, if he ever emails us that photo, I'll email back and ask him.
Hey,
Can you clear up
tell
some
me about
hockey
this.
questions?
Don't worry. He's just sending us photos in our emails.
It's not important.
It's fine.
For social media use.
That's right.
Yeah.
He's clearing a photo for us.
So Caitlin, at first,
Back
there's
to Caitlin.
yes, Caitlin. There's some like tension between her and the other players. Some
Because she's not good.
yeah, she's not good.
And she also has an attitude.
You know, they call her like the twirler or whatever. There's some bullying going on, etc. And all of this is kind of causing her to also like struggle with the thing that she came there for, which is figure skating.
Mhm.
It's all working against her. And then the next thing I have is Christy Yamaguchi. And so I don't know what I missed in between Struggle
mean,
Bus and Christy Yamaguchi.
Well, I will
There's
say
like lots of practice sessions, lots of
our
struggling.
lead is very much obsessed with Christy Yamaguchi, gold medalist for the United States.
She
figure
talks to
skating.
her,
She has a
like
poster.
poster of her for guidance. She's like, Christy, what would you do?
Mhm.
You know, what would Christy Yamaguchi do? That was the
Yeah, the hockey team doesn't know that she's a figure skater.
right.
They used her Christy Yamaguchi poster as a dartboard, so she has struck up some above board deal with the janitor to keep all her figure skating stuff in the janitor closet. And she is not making friends with the skate club.
Right.
Probably because she has an attitude where she came in and she was like, I'm the best.
Right.
And then the girl who had been the best at the skate club was like,
Yeah.
take a step back. So that girl plays a really fun prank on her where she has to get to practice with Natasha, and she stops by this party that the whole skate club is at, and they're like, hey, can you go get more cups? Because the cups, all the plastic cups are
This is the
stored
party
in
where the band is playing.
And they
Yeah.
home alone to her.
and so the janitor closet, it's where all the cups for the parties are kept. So she goes in there, they lock her in there.
Do you think the janitor is up to something shady?
Yes.
No, above board.
Okay.
Yeah, we disagree on that.
Jablonski above board.
His name's Jablonski.
She
It's
gets
in the
paint
decom.
spilled all over
He
her.
keeps the beverages, the cups for the parties.
The fact that the parties were in, like, the party cups were in the janitor closet
That's not his fault.
with open toilet paper rolls. Like, it just, I had so many questions about that
Ick.
closet.
There's
Anyway, she gets
chemicals
covered
in
in paint. There's a sign that says, go home, Spudnik. And then she gets locked in there, and she
It's
doesn't.
one of the meanest things
Yeah.
I've ever
They
seen.
think it's
then,
hilarious.
yeah. So then she shows up late to her practice. Mean Girl took her spot.
Yeah.
And Natasha had invited Christy Yamaguchi to come train with Caitlin.
Oh,
It's
really bad
and it's
timing.
at this point where, yes, we've briefly alluded to the parents being the worst, which we'll get to more later.
Oh,
But also just the adults in this film, not great.
no.
Because Natasha looks over at her covered in purple paint, and she's just like, clearly you don't want to be here. You
Yeah.
need to do better.
Prioritize.
I would have been like, what happened?
Why do you have a bunch of paint on
Like,
you?
Yeah, you have to still like.
someone who is never
Yeah.
late to practice, why are you so late?
And who has never showed up with a bunch of paint on her?
But there's
like-
something like about being a coach and a parent and all that stuff to where you can be frustrated when the kid doesn't do the responsible thing, but their safety and their security typically comes first.
Right. She looks like she has been
Yeah.
through something.
Yes.
I would. So she just doesn't ask. She blames Caitlin, and she's like, clearly you've got a whole lot going on
Yeah.
here.
Especially if she's never late.
Figure
Like,
out what's going on.
I don't get it.
And then she has to watch the mean girl train with Christy Yamaguchi.
Her hero.
But then she does have a moment. Christy comes over and is just like, hey, I've seen some footage of you. Like, you're really great. They have a nice moment.
And I will say, for me, some of this movie, you know, the idea that she doesn't fit in either worlds, and I think that would have been a better thread to pursue instead of this I can't tell. Like, you know, if we just have her doing both because that's the
Mhm.
only way her parents can afford it and it's not a secret, I feel like there's a much more of a fun thread we can do there than this thing where the hockey players don't know she's a figure skater and the
Mhm.
figure skaters don't know she's a hockey player, even though they all go to the same
The
school.
figure skaters do know.
They do know. That's right. But the hockey
She
players
hasn't
don't.
told the hockey players because they hate the skate club.
And there's a whole shady doings.
we don't, and I will say we don't talk about skate club.
We
and
don't
so this
talk
is
Yeah.
about skate.
This is
club.
tough.
No.
Yeah. So anyway, she missed out on trading with Chris
Yes.
Yamaguchi.
And she's
So
feeling
yeah.
so like you know,
Down.
down and defeated. And she says, "You know what I'm going to do? I'm going
Where's
to go."
cute boy assistant coach?
Yeah, where is he? But she decides she's going to go home. You know, like
well,
take
she
a
goes
breather.
home after a hockey practice.
Okay. Great.
Yeah. She doesn't, something about like Ronnie, like you're supposed to always have your teams back. And whether it's, I can't remember if it's in a game or a practice, somebody trips Ronnie or whatever, and Caitlin just like runs away. And the team is like, you can't just run away. Like when you're out on that ice, we need to know that you're part of the team. And whatever, she's doing bad in school. The skate club hates her team hates her. And she's like, you know who loves me unconditionally?
Jesus Christ.
And my parents. So
My
I'm going to
parents.
hop on a bus
That's right.
and go.
I just
And
need. I
turns
just
out
need
her
some,
parents. Go ahead.
I just need some home cooking.
Yeah.
Some
I need to sleep in my
hugs from mom and
own
dad.
bed.
Yeah,
Oh, my
they'll
own
know what to
bed?
say and how to nurture me. Nope, they are thrilled that little freeloader's gone. They're thrilled.
She gets home and runs into her room. Bed is gone.
Bed is
it.
gone.
No, it's in storage.
Oh, my bad. Sold some other stuff. They're
But
doing a
mom
yard
is
sale.
selling everything
Having a
that she
fire
can.
Like, school doesn't last all year. That girl's in 9th grade. She's coming home.
Yeah, she said.
What the F, Mom and Dad?
Mom said we put your bed in storage. I was gonna bring it back out when semester ended.
What? What was the plan?
I'm
Just seems
just
like a
gonna
lot
say
of
I
work.
went off to college for 4 years. My room never changed because I came home for vacations, and my parents loved me and let me stay there.
Yeah.
My room
Is your
barely.
room still there?
No, well, my parents moved.
Yes.
But it barely changed from the time that I left home to when my parents finally sold
Yeah,
their
my
house.
room didn't change until
Dude,
I moved.
My parents moved last year, and I had to go up there and tell them what they could throw away. Like, they still had old like band T-shirts that I wore in high
Heck
school.
yeah, bro.
And I was like, you can keep this, throw this, whatever. Like,
You
they had
kept
my
all the band shirts,
my
though, right?
McDonald's visor I wore at McDonald's, and I was like, throw it, and my kids were like, no, and my kids kept it. So like,
But also, Popola probably would have loved that.
yeah,
First,
an
like,
actual 1990s McDonald's visor.
Did
that
you
was
think
worn.
about that?
I
He's
have
gonna-
it.
he's
It's at the
gonna
house.
You could have
He's
sold it
gonna
to
listen
him.
to this and be mad.
Yeah, I could 100% probably ship it his way.
Or sell it.
Yeah,
You
Put
give
it on
you a
eBay?
good
I did
deal.
keep the basketball and baseball cards.
I mean,
so
put it
it's
on
not-
eBay. See if
Yeah,
he
put
bids.
it on eBay. A
Um,
used
anyway,
McDonald's visor.
it is. Yeah,
To show you how bad it is, she runs away from school to go home, and then she runs away from home.
Yeah,
Like, she
Home's not where
decides.
the
well,
heart
she
is.
sees this box of like it's called. I think it's labeled like ice skating junk or something, and it's a lot of her stuff that her mom has just decided you weren't around.
Yeah.
Skating shit.
Caitlin
There's a box
decides.
called skating
well,
shit.
you went
What
off to school
happened?
and you left it behind, so I assumed you didn't
Yeah.
want it because I assumed that when you went to boarding school for the first time, you took everything.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Caitlin decides
So she
that
takes that
it
box
would be
and she runs to the corner.
it'll be better to live on the street.
She
Yeah.
takes, yeah. She's,
Fair.
by the way, she is still in hockey gear.
Yeah.
She left immediately after practice. She is still in pads, like the whole 9 yards.
Yes. And so like her mom finally like realizes
That she's outside in the cold.
yes, like oh my gosh, maybe
Mhm.
we done goofed. They
But
do
like, not really. She just kind of goes out there and
don't give
at
up.
the bottom of the box is figure skating junk that's not Caitlin's, it's her mom's. So they have this like very brief conversation
bonding
where
moment.
Caitlin's like, I didn't know you were a twirl girl.
She was
Which
a
in my
twirl girl.
decade plus of skating, never heard that
Hey,
name.
twirl girl,
Twirl
just
girl.
you wouldn't
Shove
get
off.
And the mom is just like, yeah, I have weak ankles, so like I couldn't go the
Same.
distance.
Yeah, put her down.
And somehow
Get the glue out
Caitlin
of
takes
her.
that admission of weak ankles to be like,
it. Right on track. Right on track. Is that the horse movie?
No, that's
Dang it.
running
Erica
around
Enders.
the mountain.
no,
No, what's the-
it's
what's
the Erica Enders, the
Yeah,
drag
what's-
racing.
No, the horse movie we watched on this
Ready
show.
to Run?
Ready to run. That's
Ready
it.
to run. Ready to run. Sorry, you go ahead.
Whenever you're ready, Aaron.
You got this, Aaron.
We would never. Put her down.
So the mom's saying that I had weak ankles. Caitlin apparently forgives everything, and they're besties again. And she goes, "Oh, we forgot." When she walks in the door, nobody hugs her or asks her if
No.
she's okay. It turns out her dad and her brother had a bet on how long she would last until she
I
quit.
forgot about
So
that.
she walks in the door, and her brother's like, "Pay up."
Listen, there's a time and a place for tough love. What's going on in this house is called abuse. It is absolutely crazy. No one cares about her at all. No one.
No one.
It's unbelievable.
So then after this talk with her mom, she's like, hey, my ankles have been training for hockey all season, so they are hella strong. I'm going back. Brother, whose name I remembered. Brother, give that money back to dad. I'm not quitting.
That's right.
Deuces.
So she goes back to school. She
Good
starts.
thing that bus between home and school is running.
Just
it's
right
right-
around the
it's on
corner.
a
She
loop.
could have stayed at home.
Well, it's on a loop, and so it's
Save
important.
some
You know,
money.
just wait around it. It's eventually going to come back. So boomerang. It's a boomerang bus. So now she goes back to school with a new
attitude. She
attitude.
is the first one on the ice
right.
at hockey practice. Like she
And people can tell.
is ready.
Yeah.
She's studying. She's hockeying.
She's
She's figure
skating.
skating, and it's going great for her.
Starts to
And-
break down barriers with friends in both the figure skating
That's
and
exactly
the
right.
hockey.
And the
Her
girl
roommate discovers that she's a twirl girl and helps her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, she.
And the hockey team begins to win, starts to turn the season around. Things are going well until they get the news about when the big game is going to be.
That's right.
You know,
The
big game,
finals.
the finals, if you will.
And it's the same time as this figure skating
That's
championship.
As
exactly
the
right.
senior nationals.
That's right.
Yes.
You got it. Figure skating
And,
championships, as we call it here in Decom Descendants.
and so now she's like, well, what am I going to do? Am I going to be a twirl girl through and through?
Uh-huh.
Or am I going to help support the team?
And this is when the
Yeah.
parents come around and they ask her, like, what's in your heart? What are you thinking? And whichever one you decide will support you.
Mhm.
No, just kidding.
They make another bet about which one she'll show up to.
and they just go to that one.
So her roommate, who goes by the name Hollywood, and Spencer are her two friends
Hollywood.
that know that she is a dual athlete. They both believe she should go to senior nationals
Yeah.
because
You've been working your whole life.
you've been working your whole life for this moment. This is how you get on the Olympic team. Also, there are other girls who can play
can
on this
hockey.
team. Like, if you miss, yes, you're a part of this team, and we love having you
Yes.
here, and you've been integral in our winning streak. But I mean, honestly, if they can't win one game without you, they didn't deserve to win.
That's right. But Caitlin
Um,
has a deep, deep fear of disappointing others and chooses the team.
She,
And
well,
her
it's not-
parents have
yeah. So
exacerbated
they all
that fear.
assume she's gonna go
Yeah.
to see. They you should go to senior nationals. So the game day arrives. They're all there at the rink. Caitlin's not there yet, and the coach is like, "Where is she?" And Spencer's like, "I don't know, not here." And then quietly to himself, "Thank God." Like he's assumed that she's gone to senior nationals. Her parents, her old coaches, and her brother have all gone to senior nationals because
They
they're
made
like,
the bet.
they're like,
they bet.
have we talked to our daughter since
Nah.
she came home in tears?
No.
Absolutely not.
But she'll be
we
here.
know she'll be here.
She'll be
Yeah.
here.
And then Caitlin shows up at the hockey game, and Spencer and Hollywood freak the F out. And they're like, "What are you doing?" And she's like, "This is my team." And
And it's a
Spencer,
good thing she does because they lose that hockey game.
yeah, Spencer says the team would have understood, and she goes, "But I wouldn't." Yeah, and then they lose.
They lose. So it's Eddie's $1 million cook-off situation, but he doesn't leave early. He stays.
He
She
stays.
stays.
She
They
stays.
lose
They
anyway. And then how do we get the figure skating done? Well, little brother decides
Calls.
to craft a distraction on the ice.
Yes, little brother calls her
Luckily,
phone.
he always has his little fighter. What's it called?
His robot.
Yes.
His robot. What was that
Um,
called back in the day when they would do the robot fighting competitions?
Robotics.
I don't remember.
Okay. It was a TV show.
Brother calls her, and thank goodness she brought her cell phone to the hockey box and left it on the bench.
Yeah.
And thank goodness, with no caller ID because there's no front screen.
BattleBots.
Spencer just answers that phone. He's like, "Hey,"
It's a battle bot.
and the brother's like, "They're gonna hold her spot, get her here
Get her.
ASAP."
Mm-hmm.
And he decides to create a distraction. He had played hockey. His brother had played hockey. When Caitlin started playing hockey, he quit and devoted his entire life to robotics.
To the battle bot.
Yeah.
and
wants
he
to battle
decides
bots.
to sacrifice his battle bot to create a distraction so that Caitlin can get there. And so obviously Spencer throws Caitlin in the car and they speed to the rink. No, they don't.
They go the speed
this
limit the
town
whole way.
apparently has 2 skating rinks.
That's right. But they go the
He
speed
is
limit.
going, I think, below
Yeah.
the speed limit.
Well, he's
She does
new.
a full costume change in the front seat of that car.
Dumbass.
And
Okay.
not above board.
No.
Um,
Shenanigans are ensuing on the ice. The battle bot
Yeah.
is being chased by all these men who decided not to wear skates and just are slipping on the ice. And then they bring the Zamboni out. But it's successful.
it's successful.
It is.
She
successful
delays it
shenanigans.
Works out
until she
great.
can get there.
Yeah.
I've had to do a lot of quick changes into a skating costume. I don't know how she did that in the front seat of a car.
Magic. But
Because
then
not only Spencer, but everyone else on that road got a show.
That's right.
Like, there's just
yeah,
no way
and
around
they
that.
just
No way around it.
went to the skating rink and go
Ju-
back, and it's like
Spencer
she's
promised
changed.
not to look. He was
That's
like,
right.
"You do your thing.
That's
My
right.
eyes on the road.
Eyes on the road. Eyes on the road.
Did I sneak a peek? Absolutely not. Eyes
No,
on the road.
no. Eyes on the road.
Sir.
Yeah.
I am above board. So they make it.
So she
to
does a full change, but she just has her hockey skates.
hockey
Well,
skates.
when she was leaving the hockey rink, she bumped into the team, and her figure skating bag opened, and the
Uh-oh.
skates fell out. And in the hustle there, she only grabbed one. And so she gets to the rink, and she's like, "Oh no,
It's a Cinderella moment.
I only have one figure skate." NBD, I've been skating all season in hockey skates. I'll just compete in hockey skates.
There you go.
No toe pick though, and we know what that means. Can't do those big turns. Can't do those big
happens.
jumps.
She realizes quickly the importance
10
of the toe
seconds
pick.
into the routine,
She
like,
falls down.
She falls and I loved her attitude because she just laughed. She goes, no toe pick. And,
No toe pick.
and I love that moment. It was the most authentic, like, figure skater she'd been all movie for me.
That's right.
And then so she loses
toe
both,
pick.
and that's the end of the movie. Roll credits.
Yes.
No, they start chanting.
Yeah, well, the hockey team shows up.
With her missing skate.
Yes.
Yes.
And they start chanting.
Let
The
Let
judges
her
are like, we're
skate.
not going to let her restart.
Let
She
her
had her
skate.
moment. Competition's over.
And the judges are right here, and I want to be very clear. I get it. I get what movie we're watching. If anybody goes out there and starts their routine
And falls.
and then
runs away.
runs away,
She didn't run away. She stayed on the ice.
she, whatever the case, she stopped skating. The music stopped playing. Like, that's it.
I think you could. I don't think it's unheard of to
Let her
reskate.
skate.
Well,
Let her
there was a
skate.
chant, and there was nothing.
Yeah.
I'm
at
thrilled
that
we
point,
did. Thrilled we
at-
did.
So
at
yeah,
that
then the
point,
hockey
their
team starts
hands
to
are
chant,
tied.
let her skate. The
Yeah.
whole crowd joins in.
Crushes it makes the Olympics.
Peer pressure wins. She gets to redo it. And she makes the Olympic team,
There you
which
go.
is exactly how they announce that. They don't tell you
Yeah.
came in first, second, or third. They just announce straight after the competition who's on
Who's
the
made
team.
the Olympics.
which
We
is
made the team.
100%
Congratulations. That's how that works.
That's right. We did it. Let's go figure. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back. We're going to share our thoughts on it. We're going to make our list. We're going to do all
Yeah,
those
a
things.
list I definitely
Ooh,
made.
Here
Yeah.
on
The Condescendents.
Condescendents.
Thank you, Aaron.
Wow.
I love that overlay of the music.
It's really
too.
good.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to The
It's what we've been
Condescendents.
missing for like 50 episodes.
Yeah.
Was Rand scatting over the...
That's right. It's time for Overtime. It's where we talk about how this movie aged over time. I got some letterbox reviews if you guys
I would
like
love
it.
them.
Joshua Min wants it on the record that this is the funniest exchange in a DCOM history. This is the exchange. Hi, I'm Amy Henderson, left wing. Caitlin Kingsford, moderate conservative.
It's pretty funny.
Very funny exchange.
Which
Great
was the thing in
writing.
2005.
Great writing by the duo of Patrick J. Clifton and Beth Regazio.
Regazio. Hey.
Tori says 1.5 stars. Twirl Girls sounds like a slur from the 1920s. Lisa says 2.5
Alright.
stars. Some of the worst decom parenting of all time, and that's really saying something.
Impressive.
Really saying
It's impressive.
something.
Yeah.
Bellis says 3 stars, and I'm not convinced. Actually, I am convinced, Aaron, that you are Bellis. Here's the
Okay.
review. I really liked this one
you're
when I
gonna
was a
love this.
child. I'm sure it was only because I liked figure skating and there wasn't many movies about it, and because I wanted to look like her and date the guy.
I mean, I didn't want to look like her, but yeah, I wanted to date Jake Gable.
All right. Then Tina says
All right.
Tina says 5 stars. What's your beef with
Yeah,
her?
what's your bit? Why do you want,
You think she's ugly?
She thinks-
You hate her.
Yeah.
No, I just liked being myself.
Oh, look at
Aw,
you.
You were streets ahead.
This is my fight song.
When everybody else was like, gosh, I hate myself, Aaron's over being like, I'm awesome.
I got it.
And
I'm
Tina's,
a Leo. Like, I don't know what you want
Yeah.
from me.
Tina
Yeah.
says 5 stars. I love cinema. Let's share our thoughts on it. Aaron, clearly you had seen this movie
No,
once
first time,
or
first time I've ever
thrice.
seen this movie.
What'd you think of Go Figure Now?
I would say I didn't always love this movie, but I loved watching this movie in the year of our Lord 2025. I was talking about while we were watching this movie, I was saying how it was like the first time that childhood Aaron realized that actors in movies aren't doing their own stunts.
Yeah. It's a deflating
Because the
moment.
stunt double for
Yeah.
Caitlin is at least 6 inches taller than her, like just a
Yeah.
different person altogether. So it was the first. I remember like rewinding it because I was like, "Wait a minute, that doesn't look right." And for a while, I hated the movie because I was like, "She doesn't do her own stunts," and clearly, every other figure skating movie does. It was a crushing,
dare you.
it was a crushing blow for me. Anyway. So I liked it upon watching it the first time, and then when I would rewatch it, that's when I started to realize that she wasn't actually doing her own stunts, and clearly cinema wasn't real. But yeah, I mean, I liked it. It was, was it Bella for that review?
Bells.
Bells. There weren't a lot of figure skating movies, when I was growing up. We had The Cutting Edge, and then which was pre my childhood, and then we had a couple sequels that came out during my childhood, but it was like cutting edge. And then this, like, there wasn't a whole lot going on in my childhood to see the sport that I played. Like, there was tons of basketball. We've seen half a dozen DCOMs about basketball already. Like, there, basketball is everywhere. Even hockey was more prominent. So I liked this movie just on principle that this was something that showcased the amount of effort that I was putting in. At one point in my skating career, I was skating 6 days a week.
Sheesh.
I had talked with this. I did synchro skating, and then I also competed solo. And so I had 2 separate solo coaches. I had team practices. Like, it was competition schedule insane. Like, and so it was nice to see this being like, yeah, it's really hard. And I ended up quitting because I wanted to have friends and do other activities and have a life outside of living at the skating rink. And also I never wanted to go to the Olympics. That seemed so stressful. But yeah, so I loved this movie then, loved it now.
Love it forever.
Love it forever. Go figure 2.
This is
Right around the corner. Anytime now.
This is a fine movie. I had never seen it. This was my first time watching Go Figure. Go Figure. And yeah, I liked it fine. It's not like one that I'm going to seek out to watch again. But it's definitely not the worst that we've seen. And I think that the parents take a lot out of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of make me real sad. And that's unfortunate.
Just give your daughter a hug.
Just give your daughter a hug.
Just one.
Tell her you love her.
Just
for the love of God.
One hug.
And I did feel like it kind of meandered there a bit. I kind of like lost my way a little bit while I was watching, so I don't know if that came through.
What?
But yeah, it's a fine movie. I'm not upset at this movie. I think it's fine. Dan?
If you describe this movie to me, I think I like that more than watching the movie. The movie does feel long. At 90 minutes, it does feel long.
Well, especially since it's 20 minutes longer than So the Drama.
That's right.
Last week.
Yeah.
Well, and we get a full performance at the end.
Oh yeah, at the
Yes.
end,
So
we
5
get to see
minutes.
her entire routine.
Yeah, that killed me. I like the idea of, hockey, a team sport. Figure skating can be a team sport, but a lot of it is very individually motivated. I like the idea of this girl who's very talented and learning how to be both and do both and excelling at both and being torn between those identities. I love that idea. If you pitched that idea to me for a DCOM, I'd be like, this can be a top 10. It doesn't really shake out that way because I think of the length of the film with the full routine at the end that is poorly edited and clearly a double and we don't need.
Yeah.
And
it's a fun routine, but as someone who grew up in the figure skating world, I can't see that routine getting you to the Olympics.
yeah. But also the parents suck. I think that's for me, the movie drags and the parents suck. And so I love this movie on paper. In practice, not as much. It's fine. It's fine. It's not in the bottom of the barrel down there, but it's in this weird. Can I have my rankings in 3 tiers of movies? And that first tier, those first 10 or 11 movies are way ahead. And then the next tier of movies gets me to like 20-ish. And then the next tier is all of these movies from 20 to 45.
You think 20 to 57 is just downright bad?
No. That's not
okay.
you weren't listening. I think in the tiers, I think 57 to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times 4 is 20. I think 57 to like 36 is all bad.
Okay.
36 to 57, I think all of those movies are terrible. This is not in that camp, but it is in that hodgepodge beluga in the middle there, which are movies that I don't think work as well as I would hope they do or have some sort of fatal flaw. Like for this movie, it's the length of the movie and the parents. Those two things really took me out of what was going on here.
Yep.
Sometimes bad parents make the movie better.
Sometimes.
Like bring that helps that movie. I think it hurts this movie because there's not a big fun heart to heart. So
well, yeah, the parents don't come around.
Well, the heart to heart.
Yeah, they don't come around. They think they're right.
Like the only thing that happens is they gaslight Caitlin into thinking they are right. Like
yes. And then they show up for ice hockey, or they show up for figure skating, and she loses ice hockey, so they're justified. They're like, well, she lost. Why'd she go anyway?
Mom and her have like kind of a heart to heart, and then they proceed to bet against her again. So
Yeah.
Yeah, and the heart to heart isn't like the mom isn't like, sorry we got rid of your bed. Sorry we haven't come to a single game when clearly it's only a bus ride
It's
away.
ridiculous.
Bus right away.
Though granted, I mean, a bus ride could be like 7 hours. I don't know
Could
how far
be.
away they are, but you can't make it to a game?
They missed more events in this movie than my parents missed my entire childhood.
Also, I will say, I mean, senior now, she would not have not competed all year and then just competed at senior nationals. There would have been competitions all year. Her parents didn't go to anything.
Yeah, but now we're into stuff that you caught. That's not even I'm
thinking about that
purview
now.
and my radar.
I'm just thinking about how they're bad parents. Like they didn't
got rid
show
of her
up.
bed, gang. Like they got rid of.
Yeah.
Forget,
They got rid of her
they
bed.
didn't show up for
She
stuff.
had hockey games
They
and
got rid
competitions
of her
all
bed.
season, and they waited till like,
Oh my
you
God.
made it to senior
Yeah.
nationals. We'll
And
show
there's
up now.
There's no comeuppance. There's no recompense. There's no reconciliation. There's no like, hey, we really
We should have
screwed up here.
supported you more.
We were bad.
There's no reckon of any sort.
You're
No.
14, handling an extremely tough schedule.
Yeah.
We should have been there
with
for
friend
some
dynamics
support.
and
That's right.
growing up and all of it. Changing the front seat of cars with boys.
living away from home for the very first time.
Yeah.
We should have been there for you, and we weren't.
Yeah.
That's frustrating. Frustrating part of this movie for sure.
Let's get to our rankings. Aaron, where's this movie premiering, and then what's your top 10?
Yeah. So this movie, I'm struggling to rank it because I enjoyed this movie a lot.
You're very invested. You grew up figure skating.
I love this movie. They are the worst parents I've ever seen in any movie, not just a DCOM. But this movie is going to premiere at 13 on my list.
Wowzers.
It was either there or the 10 spot. And I'm just not sure it belongs in my top 10. So it is going to be at 13, right behind Luck of the Irish, also featuring the skating coach as Bob, and right ahead of Cheetah Girls. That's going to
He
be
was a cheetah girl.
right in there.
Okay.
Mine's really close to Cheetah Girls too, for what it's worth.
Yeah, so my top 10 as of right now has not changed. At 10, we have Scream Team. 9, Halloween Town. 8, Get a Clue. 7, Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off. 6, Phantom of the Megaplex. 5, Smart House. 4, Johnny Tsunami. 3, Right on Track, which is not about horses.
Right on track.
2, Cadet Kelly. And number 1, Motocrossed.
Nice. I got Go Figure premiering at 26. 26. I got it right behind Quince, but I do got it.
And I have Quince way higher than you.
I know. I was whatever about
And
it.
that performance.
Sure.
Kimmy J.
Yeah, listen, love her. And then I got it ahead of Alley Cat Strike, and I think everybody knows how big of a deal it is.
That felt like a big deal. Like I.
Here's my
I'm
top
proud-
10
I'm
that
proud
hasn't
of this.
changed. Luck of the Irish 10, Phantom 9, Full Court Miracle 8, Smart House coming in at 7, Eddie at 6, Cadet Kelly at 5, Get a Clue at 4, Motocross at 3, Johnny Tsunami at 2, and the greatest movie of all time, Brink at number 1. Dano?
So the tier thing I talked about earlier, 1 to 14, I think, are in a tier, and then 15 to 24 are in a tier. And then the tier after that is just all of these movies that I think have something I didn't like about them, like hard, but they aren't as bad as 37. So there's this weird gap in the middle there, and that's where this falls. I have it at 33, but realistically speaking, this movie, which is ahead of Jumping Ship and behind Stuck in the Suburbs, based purely on the enjoyment of the silliness of Stuck in the Suburbs, is at 33. But if we look at the movies that are within the 10 of it, Gotta Kick It Up, Even Stevens, Stuck in the Suburbs, Go Figure, Jumping Ship, Cheetah Girls, Now You See It, Alley Cats, those 8 movies, I'm fine if you rank them in any order. So, but I do think Double Teamed is definitely better. So 33 for me, which is low, I get it, but the parents and the length of this movie kill it. Stuck in the Suburbs is so silly and stupid, but it's like 75 minutes and it's kind of fun.
Mm-hmm.
This movie didn't hold that for me. There is a change in my
Which is
top
just
10.
weird with your entire history with ice hockey.
Yeah, I know. As much as I love the rink, getting out there. Skate, shinny. Grew up playing, just picking up 4 or 5 shinnies a week.
And they called you McNasty on the ice?
McNasty, they did.
Hey.
Brand would have been there, but he tried to triple axel without a toe pick.
Yeah.
Snapped his Achilles.
Yeah.
I do have a change in my top 10.
Uh-oh. We got
There's
to
a change in my top 10.
We got to change.
Number 10, Halloween Town. Number 9, Full Court Miracle. Number 8, Scream Team. 7, Get a Clue. 6, Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off. 5, Phantom of the Megaplex. 4, Mom's Got a Date with a Vampire. And moving up to number 3, Cadet Kelly.
Oh, yeah.
Johnny Tsunami 2, Motocross
Christy
1.
Carlson Romano effect.
It might be. I think Cadet Kelly, the more I think about that movie, the more I was too hard on it. And I really, really enjoyed it.
Heck yeah, bro.
Yeah. Reverse would Get a Clue. Almost every week, I'm like, Get a Clue could drop below Scream Team and Full Court Miracle. I'm thinking about it. Scream Team's a ton of fun.
Okay. We did.
We did it.
Congratulations to us. Next week, we're going to a movie I've never seen again.
I've never seen this either.
Life is Rough.
That means it's terrible.
Well, I just didn't care about these. Kyle Massey, Mitchell Musso. I did like Kay Panabaker, but I don't think I knew who she was at that time.
This is during That's So Raven, so
yeah.
Congrats to him for getting a...
Yeah, when the little brother on That's So Raven gets a movie...
That's how you know.
Yeah,
that
that's when you know.
14-year-old Aaron was like, I don't know.
Not for me. Yeah,
but that's how you know the how big of a deal That's So Raven was.
Like if you could tell, like the movies that I've definitely seen all had female leads.
Yeah.
And then the ones that center around like boys and boy sports, I was like,
Not a Kyle Massey fan. What can you do? So come on back next time for that. Until then, keep decoming all the days of your life and mine. We'll work on it.
Sounded a little Borat there. And mine.
And goodbye.
Decom Descendants is a Bramble Jam podcast produced by Brandon Gray and that Greenville, South Carolina. Follow us on the socials at Decom Descendants. Follow us on the web, decompodcast.com. To watch us watch these movies live, you can go to bramblejamplus.com. Leave us a review on Apple Podcasts and a rating. We'd love to hear from you. And that's about all I got.
Okay.
My way.
You're about to hear some ads that help keep the lights on here in the old studio. Thanks for listening or don't listen. It's really up to you at this point. It's at the end of the show. I mean, you're listening to me. Hi. But here they come. I promise they're coming. Yep, here they are. Happy day.